For the sign of Aries, I'm getting something immediately. I started the video and I heard, "In the dark of the night, evil will find you." Isn't that from Anastasia? This is what I heard. This is for us, Aries or Aries crosswatcher. Like, okay, let's get into it. It's going to be an interesting message today, okay? People might have tried to send some energy your way. In the dark of the night, people will find you. Anastasia. I knew it was from Anastasia or Anastasia. It's a villain song. It's a villain song. I told you, this is what I heard. In the dark of the night. Let me write it down before I forget. Maybe in the dark night of the soul. That's what it is. I'll find the lyrics if I can, but I'm hearing dark night of the soul. You're not in it. You've been in it before. Several times, and you'll go through it again, but you're not in it right now. You may be at the tail end of a dark night of the soul. You may be kind of in a transition, but you're not in like the depths of it. They are. Whoever this is, maybe it's somebody who wanted to, they were doing something in the dark, but the universe sees it. Maybe other people don't even know what this person's done, but the universe definitely sees it. And they're answering for what they're doing against you. In the dark of the night, lyrics. All right, let's read it. In the dark of the night, I was tossing and turning, and the nightmare I had was as bad as can be. It scared me out of my wits, a corpse falling to bits. Then I opened my eyes, and the nightmare was me. I was once the most mystical man in all Russia. When the royals betrayed me, they made a mistake. My curse made each of them pay. But one little girl got away. Little Anya, beware, Rasputin's awake. In the dark of the night, evil will find her. In the dark of the night, just before dawn. Revenge will be sweet when the curse is complete. In the dark of the night, she'll be gone. I can feel that my powers are slowly returning. Tie my sash and a dash of cologne for that smell. As the pieces fall into place, I'll see her crawl into place. Do svidanya, Anya, your grace farewell. In the dark of the night, terror will strike her. Terror's the least I can do. In the dark of the night, evil will brew. Soon she will feel that her nightmares are real. In the dark of the night, she'll be through. Come, my minions, rise your master. Let your evil shine. Find her now. Yes, fly faster. In the dark of the night, she'll be mine. Sorry to break it to you, buddy. Mr. Rasputin. But you're wanting someone you can't have. Well, let's see for ourselves. Let's see how the movie Anastasia ends. If you guys have not seen it, the movie, it's a cartoon. It's probably one of my favorites. It's not my favorite, but it's one of my favorites. Of course, I'm adopted, so I love it. But I love it for a lot of reasons. Maybe I should watch that again. I feel like there's a lot of spiritual messages there. But, all right. How does the movie Anastasia end?
According to Wikipedia, in the struggle, Anya gets hold of the reliquary and crushes it, avenging her family as the demons turn on and destroy Rasputin, thus ending the Romanov curse.
Wow. So some of you may have had someone here who started a lot of shit about you. And what happened is you could consider these people around them their little demons because they were doing all their dirty work for them, or they were an accessory to their crime. Maybe somebody committed a crime against you. Maybe it's actually illegal, something they've done, whether you're aware of what they've done or not. But whatever they've done, they kind of were the leader here in it. If it was a rumor, they were the leader. They started it. Or they kind of started the hate train on you. Someone started this war. The war on you. Okay? And what's happened is, because there's a reason I'm channeling this song out of nowhere. I mean, I heard Do Aries, and then I heard that song. Directly connected. You may have even been cast out, where you were like homeless. You didn't have anybody. You lost all your friends, which that happens anyway. When you go through spiritual enlightenments, awakenings, you lose. This is how you go through a lot of pain. You go through a whole lot of pain, and alone. You get isolated. I mean, it's so rough, you know, until you get used to it and you realize it's part of it. But when you first go through it, it's like fucking hell. It is. And you feel like you have nowhere to turn, you know, and your faith is constantly tested, and your strength, your inner warrior, you lose sight of who you are. The dark night of the souls are real. You damn near take yourself out of here, or other things take you out. Maybe you struggle with addictions. You go through a lot of shit, okay? And these are things that have happened because of a lot of the people that were connected to one individual person. And maybe it's a couple of individual people. Maybe it's a couple of your exes. Like this one was at a different part in your life, but then they went and told all these people and their family. So then there's little spreads of rumors over here. And then, you know, years later you get with someone else and you had a very serious relationship with them, or strong enough connection that when it ended and you walked away, they went and spread little things over here. So you got like little cancers growing everywhere of you, right? But they're not connected actually to you. But they very much identify with your identity. Like, everybody has their own little opinion about you, their own idea, their own assumptions, their own stories. They've heard one side, or they've believed their own shit that they wanted to believe. And none of it is actually you. And it is precisely this energy that they are projecting and pointing onto you, lasering into you, trying to anyway. They're trying to like penetrate this protective barrier you've got around you spiritually and make you believe this is your identity. And they can't convince you this is your identity because they know that it's not you. A lot of them know, some of them don't, they believe it. So then they try to convince other people this is who you are. Now let me explain kind of what I mean here. It's like going to the gym. But let's say you do not want to gain muscle. You don't want any muscle. Well, then why would you go to the gym? Or why would you work out? If you didn't want a type of muscle, why would you work out that muscle? Or why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make sense to me. So it's like people don't like you. They don't want your energy. They want to wipe it off the face of the planet. I mean, some could have conspired to do some fucked up shit against you. Some did. Some, it's not like super bad, but it's bad enough that it ruined your reputation. A reputation that's basically just a bunch of people's opinions. That's what it is. And so what's happening now, and if it's not happening now, it's about to happen, because there's a reason that this message is coming out. Okay? They're getting what they've been putting towards you. Whatever they've been putting out, and I mean they as in not only the leader, but everybody around them, they're getting everything that they casted at you. Whether they did it magically, whether they did it mentally, whether they did it verbally, or all the above, I don't know. Okay? But whatever they've done against you, and your reputation and who you are, it's coming right back onto them in different ways. There could be people who are betraying them. There could be people who are creating rumors and lies about them. I mean, they could have some sort of like, it could get bad, really bad. It's going to come back 10 times worse what they were doing against you because it was wrong, or what they're still doing against you. It's wrong. And maybe it hasn't come to the light yet, but they are, I'm hearing, found out. They're definitely getting found out. And it's, if when we were reading the lyrics, do you remember in the ending when it says, avenging her family as the demons turn on and destroy Rasputin? So it's like somebody here could have even had a bunch of other people against you, and when they realize that this person got them all in trouble, or when they realized that this person was lying the whole time and that you were actually not anything this person was making you out to be, and that you didn't do anything they said you did, they're going to turn on them. You may actually end up getting an apology here, Aries or Aries crosswatcher. Like, genuinely, okay? Now look out for the ones that aren't genuine. Just trying to get back in there to find out information about you. And just because people come and apologize to you doesn't mean that you have to have a hunky-dory close relationship with them. You just have a respectful relationship with them, and you would thank them, because they don't have to do that. You know, they don't have to do that. They don't have to humble themselves. They don't have to do the right thing, but maybe they're on a spiritual journey. Like, somebody could have woke up during the bashing of you. They could have realized, like, wow, this is really evil. Like, someone could realize how evil another person is because of what they are willing to do to you, or what they want to happen to you. Like, you could have actually had some really evil people you were dealing with, and maybe you didn't even know how evil they were. They could have had a lot of money. They could have, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't have any money, and they were jealous that you were gaining money and working really hard, so they wanted to rip it from you. Maybe they had a whole lot of money, and then they were abusing that power to try, maybe they were doing little things behind the scene. I don't know. But someone could wake up that was participating in it at first, believing it. They could wake up and not only call this person out for being I'm hearing murderous against you, but I think it's like murdering your reputation. I think it has to do with that. That's how I feel it. Could be the other. You never fucking know these days. Nothing would surprise me. So then, they may turn on this person, and they may not only turn on them, but they're going to tell everybody else that this person's a liar. Wow. Jealousy, I've been talking about this recently because I've noticed it a lot more as I've gone through more things in my life. Jealousy is an evil son of a bitch, and it's probably one of the worst things in the world. Jealousy is what causes people to get murdered. It's what causes people to, jealousy goes right along with control. It has everything to do with control. Wanting what another has, even if you don't want to admit it, and then being too proud to be, it's like that, wanting to take it by any means necessary, wanting to conceal your own bad things, so you pinpoint specific people and bring them into the forefront to take the attention off of the things you've done, but the universe sees it. The universe absolutely sees what these people have done and what they're still thinking they're getting away with. I don't think they're getting away with it anymore, and I don't think they're thinking they're getting away with it anymore. I actually think this person is going to, they've just experienced a rude awakening. I think it's already happened, and their life is going to absolutely fall apart. I mean, it could get like really, really, really bad. Let me give an example. I'm going to try to think of a really good example here. Let's say you're two different cultures, just an example of how severe this could get. And you're from a culture that is accepting of people and their own identities and things like that, but maybe I don't know, maybe you had an addiction before or something. There was something that you went through, and you opened up to someone, and then this person from this culture, in their culture, they are not allowed to be have their own identity, really. They have to very much take after their parents, or they have to it's very strict rules, or you can be killed, It's like they live in fear constantly, and they don't realize they live in fear. And so maybe they partake in some sort of an affair. But then the person from the more open-minded culture decides to leave, and then the person this goes right along with the other message I had, and the person in this strict culture has to stay. They're stuck. Well, they don't have to, but in their mind they think they do, because they're afraid they're going to die if they don't, or they're going to lose everything. But it's like, you're going to lose everything anyway. You're going to die one day anyway. All of these things are going to happen to you anyway. So why not just be yourself while you're here? But I'm not going to try to change you, so you do you, okay? And so this is someone who's like, you just don't understand, or whatever. And it's like, no, I completely fucking understand. You think I didn't? Like, maybe someone's thinking too that if they would have followed their heart, they would have even been like shunned religiously. And it's like, so was I. Like, maybe the person from this culture used to be religious, but then because they had their own mind, they left, or maybe they got excommunicated, and they were still supported by the people around them. Yeah, they lost people, but it grew them, it trained them, it developed who they are, So you could have like two people here who, it's like forbidden fruit, forbidden love, but then one person is like, because I could die if they find out about what we did, I'm gonna make you look like the bad guy, because not much is gonna happen to you. It's like, you can't do that. That's fucked up. That's a lie. No. Maybe even they were the ones that were more about it, but because they know that their fate is more, or they think it's more, they're gonna lose more or their whole life is gonna be torn apart. It's like, join the club, honey. I've been sitting there. I've been sitting there the whole time. You're just now coming up to the party, okay? All right, I've been pissing my family off. I've been pissing people off for a long fucking time since I popped out of the vagina. I probably pissed my mama's pimp off that night that I was born because he couldn't get no pussy because I was being brought forth. So don't fuck with me. I know about it. So you may get, things may happen to you. They may embarrass you publicly. You think that shit don't happen here? You think that shit did not happen to me? Oh, hell yeah, it happened to me. And I'm gonna die one day too. You know, I basically died when I lost all my fucking family because they don't support me anymore. Okay, that's a type of death. So it's like you got two different, like, I don't know, I'm getting that. I don't know why I'm getting that here, but there's like this, someone could have really tried to ruin you, or in their mind they really wanted to ruin you, or where you weren't even hireable. I heard that you weren't even hireable. They wanted to make it where nobody wanted you, where everybody was like, even the cops were watching you, making it like you were doing this and that, and even prostituting yourself, like whatever it is, okay? And they only did that out of fear that their own sins would be discovered, or that their own actions would be cast into the light. They didn't want that. You were a great distraction for their deeds. But now they're saying, the universe is saying, not them. They're not saying anything. They can't say anything. They've said enough. This is not someone who's going to say anything because they have nothing to say. They are proven wrong. The universe is proving that this person was a fucking liar, and that this person is hateful, that they're evil, cruel, heartless, callous. They have no moral compass. They have no conscience. The universe is proving this right now by revealing this person's lies about you. And they have nothing to say. What could they say? I'm sorry? I don't think they're sorry. The leader of this little pack, I'm hearing the leader of the pack. Vroom, vroom. You guys remember that song? They don't really, they're just sad that they got busted and they look like a dumbass now and that everybody sees it, you know, or they're going to. Because it's fucked up, it's wrong, you know? I don't even feel like you want to be petty about it, Aries. Petty would be like, all right, well, I'm gonna laugh at them now because they did this to me. No, because you're not thinking like a fucking victim. You're like, I don't wish anybody to have nothing to happen to them. I don't hope that they're getting their karma. I don't, because I used to be a bitch too, but I grew out of it and learned how not to. How did that happen to me? Well, because I dealt with a lot of karma, and a lot of bad shit happened to me for the shit that I used to do before. So I get what you're feeling right now. I have empathy for you. I probably shouldn't. You don't really fucking deserve it, but you do though, because I understand. I've been there. Doesn't mean I want to be friends with you. Doesn't mean I want to reconnect with you, but I get it. And I don't have any judgment towards you or anything. Like, this is you, right? I don't have any judgment towards you. You like don't want to fight. You didn't come here for that. You know, tomorrow, today, the next second is not promised, and you don't want to spend all your time trying to convince people of who you are and that you're not what they've heard or what they've thought. Fuck that. They're going to think what they want to think about you anyway. And they'll find out in their own time. And you know how they're going to find out? A lot of how people are going to find out that they were wrong about you is because they're going to receive what they were given to you. And at first they're going to think like a victim, like, why is this happening to me? Why? And then they're going to sit one day and Spirit's going to ding, turn the light bulb on. That's how it happens. And they're going to be like, oh my God, Aries, this is what I did to them. And then they're going to want to apologize. And if they don't want to apologize, the people that were involved with them, their little demons at first that were doing all the little dirty work with them, they're going to realize, they're going to wake up. Someone here is going to have an awakening, and you're going to be the catalyst for this, but it's because of all your little rumors about you. It's going to be stripped from you. People are going to see who you really are. You're not perfect, and you never fucking claim to be. You're not a user and an abuser, and you walk away and at least try to do the right thing. You don't want to fight. You're non-confrontational, and it's clear. You're not petty. What was the song I just heard a song a minute ago and I said I was going to look it up and I didn't. What was it? Well, I must not have been meant to look it up because I'm not. But alright guys, that's all I'm getting for this message. I think it was, I remember what I was going to say. I don't remember the song I was going to look up, so again, probably wasn't meant to be. I said this a couple of weeks ago in a message that I love this saying, I only argue with my equals. The others I teach. I'm not going to argue with you. I am whatever you say I am, Eminem. Believe what you want to believe. I'm at that point in life now. I'm not going to argue with you at all. I'm not going to try to convince you. I got people in this state thinking I'm a fucking hoe. I got people in this state thinking that I just got baptized. I got people in this state thinking it's like, think what you want. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be judged by what you think of me. I'm going to be judged by who I really am. I love you guys. Thank you for being here with me. And I'll talk to you later.